Hello, everyone. Welcome to Refocus on Power. Who this is for? This is for anybody dealing with a breakup, time apart, or any kind of nonsense relationship challenge that you want to handle now. And this is for anyone who wants to get back to being that rock star they are in either their professional life or business life again now, not next week or next freaking year. Okay, so this is also for anyone who wants to reclaim their power and confidence in days, not weeks, months, or fucking years. Okay, in the next 20 minutes, you and I are going to talk about a few things. Okay, first and foremost, we're going to talk about how you've been programmed to be miserable and dependent on others, and how to build that true mental and emotional strength and still accomplish your goals even when dealing with these relationship challenges. Okay, I'm going to go over the strategy I've used to help thousands overcome their heartbreak in days. And how, ironically, you're going to some kind of well-meaning, I'm sure they mean well-meaning counselor or therapist, ask them, hey, can you fix this? What's the time frame? There's a reason why they don't give you one, and there's a reason why, ironically, a lot of them are actually prolonging your pain and suffering. Okay. Also, we're going to talk about how to stop giving away your power away to the wrong people. And most importantly, how to make sure this never happens again. For many of you, this is not your first rodeo. There's a reason why you keep repeating the patterns. You really need to pay attention for the next 20 minutes. Okay. So, first question here, you're probably wondering, what the fuck happened to me? What the hell happened to me? How did I go from being so powerful, so successful, to feeling totally powerless and out of control? Or even if you're not totally powerless, quite a bit less than you had before. Where did your confidence go, and what can you do to get it back now? Now, first and foremost, a lot of you are not really honest with yourselves. Listen, if you look back at your life, you look at any times in your life where you felt really good and confident because things were going your way, you got a your business is going well, you got a promotion to work, you're in a great relationship. That's not a skill. Anyone can feel happy when they're in freaking Disney World. Anyone can feel really joyful when they're in a great, beautiful relationship, when things are going really well. But what about when things are not going well? Listen very carefully. If you can't feel really good, strong, and confident when things are not going your way, when you're in the middle of an emotional roller coaster, you never had true emotional self-confidence. You were simply leveraging a favorable external environment. This is from going from a world where you're dependent on your external world to having true emotional confidence that is independent from your external world. If that sounds good to you, you really need to pay attention to here. So let me tell you a little bit about myself here and why I'm the man to get you back to power where you need to be, okay? Since 2012, I've helped thousands pick up the pieces and reinvigorate their lives after a breakup or other major challenge. I am the creator of the Refocus on Power 30-minute emotional strengthening process. I'm a professional speaker and lecturer to the business and medical community. Okay. Now, going a little further here as well, I'm also the author of Amazon best-selling books, Refocus on Power and Refocus on Happiness. And the most important thing about me you need to pay attention to is if you're going through a breakup or significant emotional challenge, you just got those words, hey, I need a little time apart, time to myself. I'm going to prove to you that 72 hours can make a much bigger difference than you think. I don't have any problem earning your trust. I mean, I know for a fact, if you really take the time to get to know me here, I can make it more obvious than any other coach, counselor, therapist, or any emotional strengthener on planet Earth what I can do for you. No other coach on planet Earth can showcase what I can. Again, I can prove it to you. That's probably going to be the most important reason why you're going to really pay attention. Just remember, I never said this is easy. You're going to find out the way your brain can grow and strengthen is like your physical muscles. That's the way your emotional muscles work. But to do that, you're obviously going to need the right workout. And that's what this is all about here. So my promise to you, 10 game-changing insights to reclaim your power and start feeling better today. Here's the real problem. Whether or not you like it, you've been programmed by society to be miserable and dependent on others. The truth is, being happy is a skill and power is the pathway. Okay. Society has done an amazing job, excellent job of telling you you're deficient and filled with trauma and defects. You go on Facebook or YouTube, whatever, you're going to be surrounded with people trying to tell you have trauma, you have this problem, that deficiency. I mean, you're basically being encouraged that you have something wrong with you and that you're broken. Okay. The lie is the only way to fix it was with years of therapy and counseling. Now, again, feel free to ask these well-meaning people, what is the time frame to fix me, heal me? Most of them are going to give you some kind of long-winded, we'll see how this goes, time heals all wounds kind of answer. You have to ask yourself, why, if they really know what they're doing, how come they can't commit to a very specific time frame? There's a very good reason for that. The truth is, I can show you how to do it faster and better than therapy. And your brain's emotional muscles can be strengthened just like your physical muscles. It is called the science of neuroplasticity, not the fucking theory. So, what is the refocus on power process, ROP? It is based on the science of neuroplasticity, aka the science that your brain can be trained and rewired. It is learning how to direct your brain to feel the emotions of power. Because from power, all things can be created and enjoyed, even challenges. And you can absolutely train your brain with my specific science-backed protocol. You can learn how to feel powerful and control your life. Now, I want to be clear here. I'm not going to make you a robot or some kind of a lobotomized creature. I'm not saying you're not going to feel certain emotions. We're designed to be human beings. I'm saying for the first time ever, when you feel these negative emotions, you don't have to stay there. That's real power. And feeling powerful feels great. Knowing you get back to feeling powerful is an amazing skill. That's real control and that's real freedom. And feeling great, that's what creates real confidence. And when we're confident that we can get back to power, we make way better decisions and our life works a hell of a lot better. And when we can string together these true moments, decisions of real power, that's what allows us to create a great and consistent life, which makes it much easier to attract and keep an amazing partner. Because think about it, everyone wants to be with somebody who's a real force of nature. And no one wants to be with somebody who's at the mercy of their external world. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be with that kind of person. So, first, let's go down a few things here. Let me help you break those paradigms that have been holding you back. First and foremost, the paradigm that time heals all wounds is one of the biggest lies you've been ever told. Again, it is called the science of neuroplasticity. Truth is, time only heals an untrained brain, just like someone who never went to the gym before. That person might hurt themselves really badly simply because they never worked out before. But when that person's on the bed, healing from over exerting themselves, well, think about it. They didn't have to go through this pain and rehabilitation. Maybe all they had to do was actually train their muscles in the first place so they'd be more resilient and more adaptable. Does that make sense to you? I mean, if you never went to the gym before, obviously you'd have small, weak muscles, and obviously they'd be susceptible and vulnerable to being hurt. But if you hurt them, would it really be fair to tell people that you had a muscle problem, muscle trauma, small muscle syndrome, where the truth is you just never went to the gym before? Think about it, okay? Now, how to build a mental emotional strength and get over that pain now would require a similar type of process if your goal was to strengthen your physical muscles. Both types of strengthening require workout. Doesn't that make sense to you? And I assure you, your therapist or counselor is not getting you that workout. Okay. And that's exactly why years of counseling therapy is getting you nowhere. Instead of giving you a practical step-by-step brain gym workout, that person just spending the whole time talking about what's wrong rather than what's right, why you're having problems rather than how to fix it. Doesn't that make sense to you? So, if you really want to stop being miserable and start being happy, or at the very least in the beginning, start feeling a hell of a lot powerful, more resilient, you need to understand that that happiness you're looking for is actually a skill, or more accurately, a conditioning, and it can be built. You can be wired to live in the dominant emotions of your choosing. Now, in the beginning, I focus on power. Power is the pathway, the gateway to all the beautiful emotions, because when you can start feeling powerful all the time, even when you're in the midst of an emotional roller coaster, I assure you I'll bring a big smile on your face quicker than you think here. But the problem is most people, including yourself, have been given society's workout. And you've been told the idea of happiness is externally derived, when the truth is it can be wired at your emotional core as the dominant emotion. And imagine living your life not at the mercy of your external world and who's in your life or not in your life. Imagine having true freedom to feel great regardless. Imagine the type of people, ironically, you would attract when you have that skill, that conditioning. Now, the next lie really needs to be debunked here is a lot of you, by really well many people, telling you just be yourself. That is the next biggest lie I've been told. It's not enough to be yourself. You want to be your best self, but how would you be your best self without the best fucking tools? I mean, if it was really enough to just be yourself, why not just sit on the couch, not go to school, just eat potato chips and watch movies all day and just be your fucking self all day? That's not going to work out very well. But to really become your best self, you need the best tools and the best mentors to work directly with you. Even if you had the best tools, how would you really know you're implementing it properly unless the very best person is working directly with you? Just like you wouldn't learn professional Wimbledon caliber tennis without Andre fucking Agassi working directly with you. That's not going to work out very well if you try to do it by yourself. You need the best tools and best mentorship and course correction. If you really want to live your best life, you need access to your true potential for that emotional strength. But how would you activate that untapped potentiality without the actual workout? That doesn't even make sense. Quick recap. Being happy is a skill, and power is the gateway to the consistent happiness. Real control. Okay. It is called the science of neuroplasticity, not the theory. And the refocus on power 30-minute process is what provides that brain gym workout so you don't have to go through what you're going through ever again. That's what builds incredible resiliency to bounce back way faster, quicker, and stronger. Okay. Concepts you can't apply are worthless. I'm sure some of these well-meaning people are going to give you ideas. You just be yourself, just control your emotions. If somebody's telling you to control your emotions, but they're not giving you the step-by-step to do that, is that valuable advice? No. It's just a concept. And ironically, it's actually making it worse for you because they're frustrating you because they're not telling you actually how to do it. So if your concepts are these well-meaning people can't give you step-by-step practical application to strengthen your emotional muscles, then they're simply giving you a bunch of worthless concepts. So next thing we're going to talk about here, how to stop giving away your power and start using for your own good, and how to protect yourself from energy stealers, no matter how guilty they try to make you feel, by making yourself first. You have been programmed to be dependent on others, and you've been programmed to make other people the priority. Because if you don't take care of yourself first, you're selfish. That's not fucking true. If you feel good about yourself first, you have better conversations with people. Isn't that true? If you feel better first, aren't you better mother, father, husband, wife? When you feel strong first, of course you are. Don't you do better at work when you feel powerful first? Of course you do. So why is society telling you to make other people the priority? That's a bunch of horse shit. So the truth is, you have one job in this life. When you protect your one job and your power, all your other jobs come easier. You've got to defend that from anyone who tries to suck your energy from you, even if they mean well, and especially if they try to make you feel guilty. How much time and money are you wasting explaining yourself why you need to take care of yourself first, okay? And yeah, energy is life. If you have no energy, you're just dead to create your dreams. You've got to put yourself first. Now is the time to finally do that. Now, let's talk about real communication here. The communication you have with yourself is a skill you must master if you must master life. But if you're not strong on the inside, you're not going to communicate very well with yourself on the inside. And if you're not strong on the inside, how are you going to communicate strong and powerful on the outside? You can't enforce boundaries you don't feel. Doesn't that make sense? A lot of you keep repeating the same patterns because you can't enforce these boundaries. You know what they should be, but you can't enforce how you don't feel. How strong are you on the inside? And again, even if you're strong in the past, if you're not strong now, when you're in the middle of the emotional roller coaster, you don't have true emotional strength. And that's why you're failing. That's exactly why you're struggling. So the conventional wisdom that tells you to work on communication with skills with other people won't solve the real underlying problems. If your communication yourself is weak, your communication with others is going to be weak. So the communication yourself is the most important communication skill you will ever learn, period. How communicating with yourself is the real determining factor on how well people communicate, how well you communicate with others, and the respect they will show you in return. If you say things you don't hold to them, that's not going to get a lot of level of respect from other people. But again, you can only speak how you feel. And all your techniques are practically worthless if you don't have that true emotional strength to back them up. Again, you can't hold boundaries when you feel weak inside. So how is your emotional strength? What have you said to somebody recently you instantly regretted? How does it feel to know that 2 years, 3 years, 10 years of a beautiful relationship is freaking destroyed because one bad conversation you had? You don't want this to happen again. If you don't have that real emotional strength, how the fuck are you going to stop yourself from having these crappy conversations in the future? So what actions have you recently taken that resulted from emotional weakness? And for how long have you been at the mercy of these emotional weaknesses because you experience communication issues with others due to emotional fear, insecurity, anger, and sadness? You got to address that at the emotional core, because if you don't finally start strengthening your emotional muscles, how the hell are you going to prevent yourself from this happening again in the future? Anyone can feel happy when things are really good and hunky-dory. If you can't do that when you're in the emotional challenges, you're having these really difficult emotional communications, you're going to go in a direction you do not want to go. That's why you keep repeating the same patterns. Now, I want to ask you all a question that you're probably not going to like the real answer to. Don't answer right away. Really think about it. You can't lie to yourself here. Do you really love yourself? Do you even know what it means to love yourself? If I ask you right now, what does it mean to love yourself? What's that definition? Do you even know? Because if you don't really love yourself, how can you expect people to love you? Again, this is your opportunity to really be honest yourself. If you really want to love yourself, I think it should make sense to you. You should need to know what that answer is. Loving yourself is not a fucking chocolate bar before bed or warm bath or, whatever kind of nonsense you've been told by your therapist or counselor. Loving yourself is the true, not just belief, but backed up action that you believe you're worthy of the best life has to offer. For example, if you were 18 going to college, Loving yourself is not saying, oh, I, deserve the best in some kind of generic cookie cutter answer. If you had a chance to go to Harvard, that's going to fucking Harvard. Loving yourself is going to Harvard saying, you know what, I'm worth it. I deserve it because I deserve the best life has to offer. Even if it's expensive, even if it's hard work, if you really love yourself, you will do whatever it takes to shift the odds in your favor. That's what loving yourself is. Loving yourself is not a warm bath before bed or YouTube video or chocolate bar. It is taking a real chance on yourself. So here's my question for you. When was the last time you really invested in yourself? When was the last time you really said to the world, the universe, the people around you, I really am worthy of the best? And if all you really have done is a bunch of YouTube videos and a book, that's not fucking, then that you're not walking the walk here, okay? And that's just the truth. So pop quiz. What is most likely the reason for self-sabotaging relationships? Is that weak emotions or incompatible astrological signs? It's obviously A, not B. You got to address that core, and the refocus on process, 30-minute process is what does that. Now, I would need to be clear with you here because we're going to go a little further here. The formula is not complicated, but it does require expert, personalized guidance from the creator, which is me. It is my process. I mean, even if you're the smartest person on fucking earth, and you have the concepts, how do you really know you're doing it right unless you actually have true guidance? Think about it. If this is a tennis class, you can watch some videos of them doing a forehand or backhand, but unless Andre Agassi is right in front of you or Serena Williams is right in front of you, giving you these 2 millimeter course corrections because you can't see yourself the way you really are, how would you really know you're doing it right? Stop trying to do this shit by yourself. Just like you need a personal trainer to correct your form in the gym, you will absolutely need my help to guide you on this process properly. I have tons of people in the medical community, including doctors, medical directors, chairmen of the board. If those people come to me, there's a damn good reason for that. You need that course correction. So you've been experiencing patterns of self-sabotage for years. If you really love yourself, you don't try and do it by yourself. You don't try and do this alone. So here comes your opportunity to work with me personally, because watching videos will never get you to your true potential. The top performers in the world work directly with other top performers and coaches. Books and videos do not offer personalized feedback, and that's not the way the top athletes do it. So why the hell are you doing it by yourself? Only feedback from a true expert can tell you if you're really doing it right. Because make no mistake, the only way to love yourself is to invest in yourself. And the biggest regret in life is knowing there was a better way, but you failed to act. And listen, you might not have known there was a better way till now, but it's fucking right in front of you. Don't try to do this alone. Okay. Now, let me give you a recap of the 10 insights you learned today. You've learned why so many conventional healers and therapists are actually prolonging your healing. They're actually encouraging you to explore why you're doing things wrong and how you're some kind of hurt animal rather than explore your true biological potentiality. Again, it is called the science of neuroplasticity, and how society's programs have actually done an incredible job of telling you're deficient, you're filled with trauma, and you are dependent on your external world, and this is what keeps you in emotional purgatory, and how the only way to achieve happiness is with external validation rather than the truth. It can be wired and built, and how society encourages you actually to vent and complain rather than access what is biologically available with the right workout, and why it's important to remove these energy stealers from your life and make your happiness, your power, the number one priority without feeling guilty about it. Because when you feel good, all your other jobs become a lot easier. You're a better husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, business owner when you feel good first. And why emotional strength is the real key to awesome communication with others. That's the real crux foundation for it. And that is the only way to finally prevent that sabotaging relationships. And why internal communication with yourself is far more important than the communication you have with others. And a true understanding why you keep sabotaging relationships is because you have not addressed this emotional core of the problem. And why addressing this emotional conditioning and getting you back first is the only real way to shift the odds of getting them back. Listen, I'm going to be straightforward with you. I know a lot of you want the opportunity to shift the odds in your favor, but you can't get anyone back unless you get yourself back first. But to get yourself back first, you have to address that emotional core, because when you feel good, you speak good, you say the right things, and not to mention, feels pretty fucking good to feel powerful. And lastly, the importance of mentorship from the very best person, and why to stop trying to YouTube your way to the winner's circle. And again, I don't have any problem earning your trust. Feel free to go to my YouTube channel. Try to find another coach, counselor, therapist on planet Earth that can showcase what I can. That person does not exist. So what you need to win is, number one, stop trying to reinvent the wheel and get the 30-minute refocus on power workout to strengthen your emotional muscles because I can get you back. I can get you feeling a hell of a lot better faster than you can say I'm ready for Friday. And I'm gonna give you an opportunity to book a call me and let me personally resurrect you from the emotional ashes and experience what you're really capable of. What if the worst thing happened to you turned out to be the best thing happened to you? What if what you're dealing with is exactly what you need to truly experience a whole different level? Because the truth is, you have no idea how great you're supposed to feel. I'm going to get you far further than what you think you're ready for. I'll take you far beyond that finish line because the truth is, you have not truly experienced biologically what you can really do. This situation you're dealing with you might want to get back to being you, but I'll get you quite a bit further than what you're capable of. I'll make you version you 5.0. Now, you don't know the 30-minute process. You have the concepts, you have the insights. The 30-minute process is actually what implements those insights into one 30-minute step-by-step rolled up process. So here's your chance to learn that step-by-step 30-minute process personally for me. Would you like my help to make these 10 insights actually applicable? Would you like to learn the 30-minute process step-by-step so you can start feeling better tomorrow? I've set aside some time to speak to you personally about how you can apply these practices in your life starting today so you can start feeling better tomorrow. Because whatever your challenges are, I've seen it, I know how to overcome it, and again, I can prove it. Here's how I can help. On this session, I will show you step by step how to get out of emotional Groundhog Day of pain and take back control of your life. Within 72 hours, you can start feeling quite a bit better than how you've been. Even on the first training of the program, I'll teach you that 30-minute process and I'll help you start feeling better so you can start doing that process step by step the very next day. Now, the cost of this session, it's free, but it's certainly not a freebie. This call is just a strategy session. And obviously, we're going to talk about how I'm going to help you, how that 30-minute process is going to actually address what you're dealing with at the core. So this complimentary call is only to discuss. I'm going to help you actually implement that 30-minute process specific for you. This is only for people who are willing to consider investing in themselves now, not next week, not the first of the fucking month, now, and understand the importance of personalized mentorship from the best. This call is free, but the Refocus 6-week program certainly is not free. So this is for anyone who is tired of living the emotions of sadness and fear and is ready to take ownership and does not want to spend even one more fucking day on their counselor's couch. This is for anyone willing to take decisive action now. This is for anyone willing to show up and do the work. I didn't say this is easy. I'm not promising you're going to wake up in the morning, you see a unicorn next to you and birds chirping fly overhead. It's a challenging, but it's a fun challenge. People don't do this because it's the easiest thing on earth. They do because they feel a hell of a lot fucking better and they know they're not going to go through this challenge ever again. This is for anyone who's tired of blaming and making excuses and is ready to take ownership of their life now. And this is for anyone who's ready to do it for themselves. Yes, I will absolutely shift the odds in your favor for all aspects of your life and all people in your life, but ultimately this is something you do for you because all people in your life do have something called free will. You know that. So this is something you're going to do so you can feel a hell of a lot better. Now, if that's you, let's book a session. Because the truth is, you can't get anyone back unless you get yourself back first. If you want to get really experience what you're capable of, you want to discuss making this a real, true, touch, taste, and feel experience, go to refocusonhappiness.com/now. refocusonhappiness.com/now. Let's get the show on the road, and you will speak to me personally. Or feel free, like I said, I don't have any problem earning your trust. Go to refocusonpower.com and learn more about the process I teach to people, even in the medical community. Again, refocusonhappiness.com/now or refocusonpower.com if you'd like to learn more. Listen, life comes down to a few key moments. It is a moment of decision that you can create, or in some cases, recreate a brand new destiny. The biggest regret in life is knowing there is a better way, but you failed to act. Do not live in regret. You know there is a better way. Don't you really love yourself to give yourself the very best? It's right fucking in front of you. Book a call. Let's speak this week. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.